Lee, thanks for joining me through your lunchtime. It's the only time we can catch up with you in reference to the Starrag development, let's say. I'm sure our audiences can spare a few minutes to keep up to speed of what Starrag is actually offering to business. But today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about small machined parts, and what I want to know about from you, what's in it for your customers? Why should they buy from Starrag? But let's fully understand what kind of products you actually focus on.
Well, let's keep it simple, Mark. If a customer has a small component where, say, 50% of the content or more is milled, then we can usually demonstrate some quite significant benefits. Or say a special grinding, polishing, single setup component might be interesting to us as well. So for us, the more complexity, the better, and this often plays to our advantages.
And does that put you in a situation where you're focusing on different market sectors?
It does, Mark. We look at a number of sectors that we'll put up on the screen. And then within the sectors, we look for specific types of products where we have market-leading solutions. And anyone who watches this, who manufactures small parts, will probably, hopefully, see something that they can relate to on the screen. Then, of course, then we're faced with challenges we haven't seen before, which is why we have a very comprehensive team of engineers with centuries of knowledge within Starrag Group, so that we can deliver customers exactly what they require.
So, Lee, what in your opinion makes a market-leading machining solution?
Well, this is always the best cost per part, Mark. But to say this, I think, is a bit of a cop-out, and I think every machine builder says the same thing. So for us, success is different for every customer. Some look at only costs, others want micron accuracy with every cut, and quality is the top priority. Lights out machining in a single setup, that could be the deal breaker in some cases. Reduced floor space, automation in Industry 4, or process safety through the full product life cycle. It really depends on the customer, and it depends on us delivering the solution that takes the pain away from customers and removes the problems that hurt them the most.
Now, you mentioned through life, Lee. Why is that important to Starrag?
Well, through life, I think there's two parts to this, Mark. Firstly, the machine hardware itself must be engineered so it's mechanically very accurate and remains accurate throughout the machine's life. It's no good having a machine that doesn't perform after a year. But secondly, and also where we're very strong, is we have a large service and applications team to maintain and optimize machines to keep them at that OEM standard, and also develop the right processes so that they're optimized. We also offer fixed monthly cost plans for service called Service Plus. So customers benefit from complete control of their costs with no hidden breakdown bills to pay. And we actually build our own performance targets into these packages as well.
That's quite interesting, isn't it? I mean, as I say, you look at it from the long-term perspective for customers. So you succeed when you can deliver a safe, accurate, profitable, long-term solution. How do you go about this with a customer?
Well, firstly, Mark, we listen. Customers know what hurts them. They know what they need to achieve in order to get success for their own businesses, more so than we do. So we work with many customers, usually covered by NDAs, so we can closely look at components together, share our knowledge so that they can see how our solution benefits their business. And when we do this, costs are very transparent from day one. So it's very easy to see how the savings can be made as the proposal starts to unfold.
And can you give me and also our audience a typical example?
Well, most projects are a secret, Mark, but I can show you a good example that we'll look at in more detail. There's a test part. And if you take this particular component, it's turn milled and it has geared teeth. It could be helical or straight. It would normally be manufactured on multiple machines, say 3 machines or more, so 3 different setups, parts on the floor waiting for the next machine to come free, multiple fixtures, different duplications of tools. And then there's the added risk that mistakes could happen when processing between these different operations and setting and transferring parts between work holding fixtures.
So what does Starrag do that is different then, Lee?
Well, at Starrag, we manufacture this component in a single setup, Mark, from bar in less than 15 minutes. And that even includes the engraving of our name and logo. So firstly, we eliminate the setting time and any work in progress that's sitting around the factory. We eliminate the risk of discrepancies from multiple operations and different setups and transferring parts. So quality improves, and our machine is also more accurate than most on the market. So positional feature accuracy is also improved. Then we actually machine it faster, sometimes 50% faster compared to other competitors with similar size machines. So when you combine the complete cost saving through productivity benefits, which includes the machine automation, and then consider the reduction in scrap through the quality benefits, the net overall saving is quite considerable. And this is always the case, even when you consider a much higher investment for a machine like this compared to other machines on the market.
Now, I've been very fortunate to travel with you over the years to a lot of your factories, a lot of different machines from, sort of the smaller machines like Bumotec all the way up to Droop and Ryan. Now, some of these components can be absolutely huge or very small, but we opened this discussion with the question, what is in it for your customers? Can you summarize how Starrag help manufacturers for small parts?
Sure. It's not unusual for any component type for us to demonstrate similar benefits to the example we discussed a minute ago. So sometimes customers just look at machine cost and they don't consider the overall return on investment. When we do consider all these things and develop the solution together, working as partners, we're typically, Mark, delivering in the region of 50% reduction in cutting time, 80% or so reduction in setting time, 60% or more reduction in footprint. We can estimate 75% or so reductions in non-conformance and scrap. When you wrap all this up, overall, we're usually looking at a cost per part saving of somewhere in the region of 55%, which is why we always say it's so critical not to discuss just the machine price, but focus on delivering exactly the right solution and really calculate the true cost per part.
Now, last year's Lee, we was talking about the Starrag rent proposal for the market. How does this actually work?
Well, this is something that's quite new for the market. And it's to help companies, especially smaller companies, to take the step change from purchasing a lower cost and capability machine up to this level of advanced Starrag technology, so that they can benefit from the lower cost and higher precision manufacture, and simply rent the machine for a period of up to the first 2 years, but purchase it at any time during this rental period. We simply take the rental value away from the purchase cost. And this is all financed by Starrag.
And for those engineers that may be quite interested to look at the Starrag rent proposal option, what's your message to them? How do they get in touch with you, Lee?
Well, they just need to contact us, Mark, and we need to understand the process and the components, and then we need to understand how they want to purchase, whether it's an outright purchase, a lease rental, or whatever. We can accommodate any kind of methods of purchase.
Well, as I say, throughout the portfolio of solutions that Starrag offer, it really sort of comes back down to your philosophy at Starrag, engineering precisely what you value. thanks very much for your time. I'm sure you're ready for your lunch as much as I am, but I'm looking forward to the next time that we get together on our lunchtime chats. Thanks, Lee.
Thank you, Mark.